Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino and today we have a brand new movie review. I'm going to be diving into the, oh boy, new movie Reminiscence. Oh boy, where do I start with Reminiscence? It's a film. It has a beginning, middle, and end. Actually, I'm already lying to you because this movie never hits a second gear. It never kicks into a second act. By the time the film was over, I was just like, wow, that was a bland experience. Reminiscence has some stuff going for it. I think the acting from people like Hugh Jackman and Rebecca Ferguson, Thandiwe Newton, I was just like, oh, this is fine. I think the overall premise of this memory machine, the way it works, sometimes the visuals of the machine, I thought was really interesting, but then there's other sides of it where it's a noir movie. It's actually a neo-noir film, and those aren't personally my thing. It's how some people feel about slasher films. This is a very formulaic style. We have the guy who is a disheveled mess, and then a woman enter his life, and it makes it even more disheveled, and he goes crazy about it, and he has to figure out a mystery that involves her. It's a noir film. You've seen one, you've seen them all. So I was just kind of let down there, and then you get to the Christopher Nolan vibes of the movie, and it just never lives up to that. It doesn't even get weird like Westworld does. So I kept being like, what's the point of this film? I don't think every movie needs to have like a thought-provoking moment or something to say. It could just be pure entertainment, but this movie thought it was very deep. It was trying to say some things, and I'm like, yo, this is a hollow sci-fi neo-noir. I'm gonna need y'all to chill out and just make a good story, and that's not there. So when it tries to get deeper, when it tries to do more with its premise, I'm just kind of sitting there like, this is fine. It's, God, this is, y'all know me on this channel, this is my least favorite kind of review, where I'm just like, it was okay. Hugh Jackman stars as Nick, a private investigator who has a little system that he uses. He goes into people's memory using a system called the Reminiscence. He works with his partner Watts, played by Thandiwe Newton, and they kind of use their little kind of machine for good for the most part. They allow some people to relive memories. They use it sometimes to help the police investigations. And then when a mysterious woman named May gets into his life, Nick decides to use this machine for some trouble. And he goes down a path in this film to try to figure out a mystery involving this woman that he loves, May. I was just like, bro, all this for a girl? The stuff that this dude goes through in this film over a beautiful, look, I think Rebecca Ferguson is a gorgeous woman, but bro, like all of this over that? Yeah, this movie frustrated me. To watch this Nick character just completely throw his life away, even more than it already was, to do this weird plot. I don't know if I was more frustrated with the character or for the writers for putting this character through it. By the end, I found the Nick character kind of pathetic. I was just like, bro, really? That's what we're doing here? I'm happy that the women were a bit more interesting. May is a pretty one-dimensional femme fatale kind of role. Rebecca Ferguson does play it well, but there's not many layers to it. I think Thandiwe Newton's Watts is like my favorite part of this film. She's this like abrasive, drunk woman who says like, I will shoot first and then asks questions. She's awesome, and she does work pretty well with Hugh Jackman here. There was a good chemistry here. Hugh Jackman and Rebecca Ferguson's chemistry, I guess since I wasn't involved into their story and really didn't care, I wasn't as like gung-ho about it, but overall I was just like, okay, he's going through it, and then we start seeing bad guys, and we start going through this mystery that I thought was fairly bland, and I started figuring it out kind of early. There are some twists that they try to throw in at the end to like make you think you're thinking one thing and it changes it up, but for the most part I was just like, oh, well, this is what's happening. It's kind of obviously there. It didn't let me figure out the mystery along with it. I just started to figure out because I was bored, so I'm starting to overthink the movie. It's just one of those where I'm just frustrated at it because there is so much potential. That Reminiscence machine, the way the Hugh Jackman character is, there's a lot that's presented there. When it started, I was there for like the first 20 minutes. I was just like, okay, we're doing something, we're moving forward, let's go. And then it never goes. I needed this to put the pedal to the metal and tell me a full story, but it just never goes where it needs to go. Director Lisa Joy has a vision. She has something that she wants to do with her filmmaking filmmaking ability. There's a lot here that does work. I think the overall structure of the film could have used some reworking in the script department, but it overall just kind of it breezes by. For a 2-hour film, I thought it was going to drag on a little bit more, but it didn't. It was fine. The acting, Lisa, she really works with these actors really well and brings some just decent performances out of them. I actually think her and the actors transcend the script and get me into these characters maybe a little bit more. Like I said, I was frustrated with Nick more than I thought I would. So I do want to see more from Lisa. I think she is a talented filmmaker and can really do something. I think she needs a better script and she could be on her way. I like the Nolan-ish vibes to it. I thought, as much as I'm not a noir fan, I thought she did capture that mood well. If they would have just got rid of that horrible Blade Runner cut commentary that was over the film where Hugh Jackman's character is narrating over it, it could have been much better. But that narration, those little moments where I feel like that's not a studio decision, but sometimes filmmakers don't trust the audiences to kind of figure it out on their own, so they need someone to guide them through it. I definitely think that's what they did with the Hugh Jackman narration here, and I'm like, girl, you could have trusted your viewers a little bit more. This movie's not that complex. You ain't making like a legit Nolan movie. I'm gonna need you to breathe and just respect us a little bit more as viewers. That's my biggest thing with here. It's just like some of the stuff so basic, so generic that we've seen it before that I'm like, you don't need to think you're reinventing the wheel. You don't need to, but I'm gonna need you to not like treat us like morons. Like, come on. All right, I'm frustrated here. There's not a lot here with the cinematography and the score and the production design for me to compliment, so I'm just kind of lost going, well, the directing's fine, and then, man, that script just frustrates me. So much stuff I would have penned. Let me breathe. Let me calm down. All right, everyone, that is it for my review of Reminiscence. I am okay on this movie. It's blah. It's just one of those, like, what the fuck happened here? Like, what happened? This could have been better, but it just is a letdown. But it's fine. Once it's on HBO Max, watch it. I'm not saying you need to run out to the theater to see it. I'm not saying it needs to be your first click on HBO Max, but it's a worthwhile viewing if you're a fan of Hugh Jackman. If you like neo-noir films, you will have a good time with this. A good time, not a great time, a good time. That's what this is. All right, everyone, thank you for checking out our review. Make sure you guys subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week. Give us a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and make sure you guys leave us some comments down below. All right, everyone, let's talk about some Reminiscence in the comments.